Hey everybody, this is Terez, Paylor, your Chiefs beat writer for the Kansas City Star, and you're watching another edition of Chiefs Pregame. That's right, we're shooting this one day before the Chiefs AFC Divisional Round playoff game against the New England Patriots in Foxborough, and that's where I'm shooting this from. I'm in Boston right now from my hotel, but that's not gonna stop me from giving you the lowdown on this game. As always, I'm gonna run through the injury report, but I'm also going to give you the Chiefs three keys to victory if they want to come away with a win tomorrow evening. First of all, let's start with the injuries. The thing everybody wants to know is what's going on with Jeremy Maclin. Well, he has a high ankle sprain, of course, but he's also questionable. That gives him a 50-50 chance of playing. Other key Chiefs who are questionable include Spencer Ware, the running back who has a sprained ankle, Tamba Hali, who's got thumb and knee issues, and Justin Houston, who's got a knee issue. The good news is that I'd be really surprised if Justin Houston and Tamba Hali didn't play. Those guys are real gamers. And the same goes for Spencer Ware. I mean, when you get to this part of the season, it's basically all hands on deck. And I actually do think Maclin's going to give it a real good go here. So if he can actually cut and he can run, I expect him to try and give it a go because this is what he wants. He wants to win. And, I think if he can play, he'll try to do it. So keep an eye on that injury situation. We'll have more for you tomorrow afternoon before the game begins. Also, my three keys to victory. That's what everybody wants to know. I think the number one thing you've got to do if you want to beat the New England Patriots tomorrow is you got to affect Tom Brady. Doesn't necessarily mean sack him. I mean, get bodies around him. The good news for the Chiefs is that they've actually got a five-man pass rush. I mean, these guys can get after the quarterback. Every single spot along the defensive front can rush the quarterback, whether it's Allen Bailey or Jay Howard or Dontari Poe or any of the outside linebackers they now rotate in, Justin Houston, Tamba, D Ford, Frank Zombo, all those guys have the ability to rush the passer. And that's very important against the Patriots. They've got a timing offense, and Brady's very smart. He'll get the ball out quick. But you've got to find a way to generate pressure via stunts or most likely just beating guys man on man. I expect the ball to come out quickly, but if you get the pressure, it won't matter. Chiefs have got to affect Tom Brady just like they did in their blowout win over the Patriots last year at Arrowhead. Second thing the Chiefs have got to do, I think they've got to establish the run. I think, especially if Maclin doesn't play, you can bet that Bill Belichick's going to actively seek to take away Travis Kelce, who lit him up the last time they faced each other for 93 yards and 9 catches. So if Maclin doesn't play, they're going to take away Kelce, and they're going to make the other guys beat him. And that leads to, the receivers, obviously, Chris Conley, Albert Wilson. Those guys are going to have to play well. Those guys are going to have to play out of their minds because the Patriots are going to give them things, and they're going to make Alex Smith throw the ball to those guys. But one way you can create just a little bit of relief on those guys is by running the football up front. I think the Chiefs' offensive line heading into this game with Morris and Duvernay-Tardif out, of Zach Fulton at center, Ja Reed at right guard, Donald Stevenson at right tackle, and then Big Fish and Jeff Allen on the left side. That's one of their nastiest run blocking groups that I've seen this year. They really showed it against the Texans. They played with an attitude. If you want to beat the Patriots, you're going to need to play that way. I think those guys are going to need to bring it up front, and I think that Charcandrick West and Spencer Ware are going to have big games. If those guys can play well, it'll take some of the pressure off the other receivers. And hey, man, even if Maclin is healthy, we know he's not going to be 100%. So, yeah, you need to establish the running game. And that game of chess that's going to be played between those guys is going to happen all game long. Bill Belichick and Andy Reid are going to go head-to-head. And if you like playoff football, that's going to be something to keep a real eye on. One other thing, my last key to victory for the Chiefs, you can't beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady when those guys are playing at home in January unless you create some turnovers. So, hey, I'm looking at Sean Smith. I'm looking at Marcus Peters, Eric Berry. They're going to have to make some plays to win this game. You have to create turnovers somehow. I do expect the Patriots to try and attack Marcus Peters, and that hasn't been a great strategy for a lot of teams. He's made everybody pay, 9 interceptions this year, but if they keep testing Peters, there's a pretty good chance that he might get one. And I think that the Chiefs are going to need to create turnovers to win this game. That's how you win in the playoffs, and that's how you beat good teams. And make no mistake about it, the Patriots are as well coached as they come, and they've got potentially the greatest quarterback of all time under center. That's a hard combo to beat, especially on the road if you're the Chiefs. But it is doable. Even if Jeremy Maclin doesn't play, it is doable. So we're going to see what happens. I think if they follow those keys to success, we might be seeing the AFC Championship game next week. At least the Chiefs being in that, whether it's at Arrowhead, if Pittsburgh wins, or if we have to go to Denver if the Broncos win. But either way, they got to take care of business this week first. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to go to kansascity.com for all your Chiefs news. And for the Star, I'm Terez Paylor signing off. See you guys tomorrow.